Hello, beauty, and welcome to day one, the now state, getting into the present. This is an extremely important technique that I use in NLP and also my everyday life. It's so incredibly powerful. And it's the state that you are going to learn how to access first, so it can be practiced daily before completing any exercises on this course. And also you can use it generally on a daily basis if you have any decisions to make. The now state is the term that we use when we want to get into the present and want to be completely focused and not distracted by any anxieties or fears that may exist. Anxiety isn't real. It's based on a future thought of what might happen. And when we're in a state of anxiousness, it's not always possible to think clearly about what's important right here, right now. When we're in a state of fear, we're basing things on our past experiences and all our past learnings. They may not be applicable to right now. So when we practice the present tense and getting into the now state, we can clear any thoughts and any noise around the situation that we're in and deal with it from a place of right here, right now. What is important? There'll be no emotions that will distract you in this state and no thoughts that will stop your performance. And also, when we're in the present and can focus on what's right here, right now, we're in a learning state. And in this state, we're able to turn off any internal chatter and start to really focus and concentrate. So let's try this exercise. So now I'd like to invite you to get into the present. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to just have a look and find a spot on the wall just in front of you. It might be a light switch. It might be a little mark just on the wall. It might be just simply staring into space. So just look at that spot on the wall. And as you're looking at that spot on the wall, I'd like you to just breathe in. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just keep noticing that little spot on the wall and your breathing. Nice, calm and relaxed. And whilst you're looking at that spot and noticing your breathing, I want to realise that you can now see the ceiling and the floor out of your peripheral vision, still noticing that spot on the wall. Your eyes are not moving from that spot. You're just noticing your breathing in and out, noticing the ceiling, the floor, ceiling, floor. And then you notice from the sides, you can see right round the sides of you. Looking there, the spot on the wall, the ceiling, the floor. You can take in all the sides. Just noticing your breathing nice and relaxed. Ceiling, floor, peripheral vision. Then we're going to expand that peripheral vision now. So you don't even have to stay in this room. You know exactly what's on the other side of those walls. Go straight outside. Through that peripherals, outside those walls, up to the sky, through the ceiling, down to the ground. Still looking at that spot on the wall, noticing your breathing in and out, nice and relaxed. And then you're going to expand even further out. So it's through the walls into your town, even further than that, into your county. And you can notice everything, just take it all in and breathe in, out. Notice the ceiling, the floor, the sky, the ground, breathing in, nice and slowly in and out. And as we notice the peripherals and the ceiling and the floor, then we can notice any sounds that we might hear. It might be the sound of a fan, a TV in the background, dog barking, birds singing. Outside, we can just take notice that we can hear every single little sound, and all the time we're hearing those sounds, we can still see all throughout our peripheral vision the ceiling, the floor, the breathing nice and relaxed, calm. We can hear the little sounds, and we can expand our vision even more. We can take note now of where we can feel things. You may feel your feet maybe touching the hardness of your socks through your shoes into the floor. You may feel your hands touching material on your legs maybe. You may feel the feeling of your hair on your head touching your neck. All the time you're hearing those little sounds: birds, dogs, fan, ceiling, floor, peripherals, even further out, noticing that breathing nice, relaxed in and out. And we're taking all of these things in. We're still looking at that beautiful spot on the wall, noticing our breathing, the ceiling, the floor, the peripherals, expanding it out so far out, hearing the fan, tellies, any sounds apart from my voice. Notice how you're sitting, how your legs are just maybe touching. Maybe your fingers are just touching your legs or the material that you're sitting on. And in this state, we are in the present. We are in the right here, right now. And from this present state, everything is possible and everything can be dealt with and everything is okay. Just breathe that feeling in. And from this is the now state. This is called the Hakalau. And you now have the capabilities and the tools to get in this present tense, to rid yourself of any anxiety or fear. Because anxiety is based in the future. It's not real right now. And the fear is just based on past experiences. It's not happening right now. So when you're in the present, when you're in the now state, when you're in the state right now with the tools that you now know, everything is possible. And there are no problems. They can all be dealt with easily and effortlessly from this state. Just practice this state, and the more you do it, it's like a muscle. The better you get at it, just enjoy it. This feeling of peace, calm, serenity and control. You have the control of your own life. You have control of your own thoughts, what you allow, what you don't allow. Thoughts may come and go, and that's okay. Just send them away on that cloud. Just keep noticing the breathing nice and relaxed in this present state. So today, I invite you to practice this state. Use it whenever you feel you need a little more calm and clarity, and let it work for you. And the more you practice it, the stronger it's going to be able to become, and the easier you'll be able to access this state. And every exercise that we do on this course, be sure to use this present state before completing any exercises and taking any action. So reframing, it's one of the most powerful ways to strengthen your resilience. And it's a technique that does require practice, but the more that you do it, the more natural it becomes. Before long, you're going to be on autopilot. So I'm going to give you an example what reframing is and what happened to me. This is just a little example. So my dad, God bless him, he's an amazing dad, but he's so negative. He can be so negative. And one morning myself and my son go around his house in the mornings before Ethan goes to school. And we went round there and the postman arrived at his house and we heard the letterbox clang clang. And my dad looked and he went, "Oh, it's just going to be bills, bills, bills." I looked at him, I said, "How do you know it's going to be bills, bills, bills?" And he said, "Because that's what it always is. Bills, bills, bills." So I said, "Dad, how about changing what you're saying? And now I'm going to have checks, checks, checks." And he looks at me funny and he goes, "Danielle, it's never checks, checks, checks like that." I said, "Dad, just try it. Try it for me." I said, "Go on." And he goes, "Okay then. All right, it's checks, checks, checks." I said, "Exactly. It's going to be checks, checks, checks." And he went, "Okay, Danielle." So anyway, he went off and got his post, came back in with his pile of posts and starts opening it all up, putting it down on the table. And he gets to the last one and he opens it and he's looking at it. And then he's looking at me. And then he's looking back at the letter. I said, "What is it, Dad?" And he looks at me and goes, "It's a check." It's a check. So be very, very mindful Our world is shaped by our language and what we say. If you ask for something, you're going to get it, and you're going to get more of it too. So if you're very thoughtful and mindful of what you're asking for, if you ask for bills, you're going to get bills. If you ask for checks, you're going to get checks. Another example, just a general example, if your TV breaks down and you're like, oh, for goodness sake, again, the telly's broken again. How about looking at that at a different perspective as an opportunity maybe to read a book that you haven't read for as long as you can remember, so long as you've had it, or maybe to go for that walk where you might be inspired to take the next idea that's going to lead you on your path. Because the little things, well, they're the big things. They are the big things in life. So recognize them and treasure them and accept them and welcome them in and ask for them.